Well, it looks like we have yet another game trying to pander to this phantom modern audiences. We do not know who they are. The developers in this industry keep talking about them like they're everywhere, and they always cause a huge loss in revenue because they do not exist. But these developers keep talking about it, and what they mean by modern audiences is just people who are activists for their political cause, not knowing that those people do not have money and never show up. And what game am I talking about? Avowed from Microsoft and Xbox. This is basically just a ripoff of Elder Scrolls. I don't know why Obsidian is doing ripoffs of Bethesda game studio games. Why not just have them make another Fallout game? But whatever, I guess. And I have a tweet here to show you. It says, the new Avowed game will have pronouns. It's the same thing over and over and over and over again, trying to appeal to these small percentages of people who are mentally ill and don't know what they are. It's weird, it's cringy. Just have the typical male female that you have in every RPG. Start with the pronouns. Pronouns are not meant to be used as an identity. It's just a classifier for male and female. It just looks silly, it looks dumb, it looks goofy, and we all know what this is about: pandering. And of course it has to be from Microsoft, a company that's super progressive, super far left, extremely involved in politics and political activism and donations and everything you can name that has to do with politics and supporting political causes. And as soon as I see something like this, not just me, gamers as well, as soon as we see something like this, we are checked out. I was not interested in a ripoff of the Elder Scrolls anyway, so you really had to draw people in because you are making a ripoff of a game from a company that's right next door. And instead of you trying to stand out in this open world fantasy RPG genre, you decide to piss a lot of people off by doing this pride pandering. It's the same thing over and over and over again. Microsoft and Xbox can't do anything right. The Xbox brand is done. Nobody cares about Xbox. Nobody's buying the consoles. You putting your games on PC was the first nail in the coffin. They have all these different companies, but they don't have steady releases for all of these different companies. What do you have? What are people excited for? The only thing I can think of is Doom: The Dark Ages. That is it. You never made anything, you just bought everything. What do you have upcoming, Xbox? Fable, another game that's infamous for having an ugly protagonist. You have the Perfect Dark reboot, sequel, remake, I'm not entirely sure, I don't care. And what happens when you announce that game? The main character looks like a man even though it's a beautiful woman in the original game. Why can't you do anything right? You had a bunch of failures recently with like Redfall and Starfield. Starfield was like the most hyped game of the generation, and it was a huge failure. It was a disgrace on Bethesda's name and Xbox's name. You are failing time and time and time again. And I preferred Xbox growing up, at least back in the 360 days, because the 360 was peak gaming. That's when this whole industry focused on great gameplay, great art style, amazing attractive characters, particularly women as well, because we're not getting any good looking women nowadays. This industry is obsessed with making women ugly and hideous. Don't let these people gaslight you. I can show many examples on the screen, and it's the same thing over and over from Microsoft. Nobody wants this, but you do not learn your lesson. This whole industry does not learn their lesson. That's why I keep telling people, do not get your hopes up. Do not expect them to snap back into reality and give gamers what they want, because the people who are in charge of all these games do not care if the company fails or not. They just want a paycheck, and they want to preach to you, and they want to talk down to you with their politics. Do not get your hopes up. And the higher ups are idiots as well. All of these different big CEOs at these publicly traded companies, they are empty suits placed by the board of directors. They do not engage with their own product, and that's why all their products fail, and that's why they are out of touch, and that's why they add ugly ass women in this game like they do with every single game. Is anyone really surprised that this is what the women look like? Is anyone really surprised? The most bland, boring looking characters ever. This woman right here in the armor, she literally looks like the Chad meme, like the big chin, the Giga Chad. If you're on the internet, you know what I'm talking about. She looks like that dude, the Giga Chad that gets all the women, that can get any woman he wants, goes on dates whenever he wants, hits the gym 24/7, entrepreneur businessman that owns a yacht and a mansion. Like, that's what this woman looks like. It looks like she's had like some kind of plastic surgery as well. You ever seen plastic surgery before and after? She looks like the after like 20 plus procedures. Why do they keep doing this, man? But we all know why. It's because they hate beautiful women, because most likely the people behind this game are a bunch of fat, obese feminists. That's just my assumption, especially since we're talking about Microsoft. They love their ESG, DEI, their mandates. They love getting a bunch of women, a bunch of activists that clearly do not care about games, don't have any passions for games. They only care about making a quick buck and putting their ideas into this game and indoctrinating people. They do not have any passion for this. And because they are jealous of pixels on a screen, that's how these women are. That's how how low self-esteem a lot of women are nowadays. Pixels on a screen make them insecure because they do not have an attractive body in real life. And instead of taking care of themselves, improving their looks, their outfits, their hair, getting in shape, eating healthy, exercising, they rather make women in fiction ugly because no man wants to talk to them in real life. It's always something like that behind all of these different companies, not even just gaming. It could be any other form of entertainment. It could be any industry doing marketing. There's no attractive women anymore. We cannot have beauty in society anymore. The unhealthy in society is being pushed to the top, and the beauty is being shamed away. The beauty is shamed and told that unrealistic. It's just societal standards. That's why you want everybody to be healthy and stop eating 5,000 calories a day and actually go outside for a walk for once. That is what they say every single time. That is why we get this basic, boring, bland looking characters, ugly looking women in every single video game. And whenever I see this as well, I'm checked out because this is purposely done. And we all know it. It's obvious. And you're not getting any good press with the pronouns in the game and the characters looking terrible. Oh well, I guess I'm not buying this garbage and I don't have much else to say. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So Microsoft, Xbox, and Avowed, go fuck yourself.